Oh yeah, we are on the rock and roll after the snowstorm. I'm already 3 hours and 16 minutes in. You gotta watch out, be careful. Some roads are still very snow filled here and there, so it's always double prudence. Let's see where I can go around about. See, it is Montreal, Canada. Yours truly, 3 hours and 16 minutes, Monday, 17th of February. It's heading towards the mountain. I don't know how long it's gonna be with the battery, because of course it is cold day, but it's got a little bit of sun. My Publik and just sang some good rock and roll songs, and I took a little bit of circumspection towards my neighborhood and encouraging all the workout, train, exercise. It's Monday, schools have been canceled, many businesses, people have been urged, of course, to stay inside. As you can see, well, there we go. Now we get that blizzard, we get that snow, we get that blizzard type of weather. So it's always, I don't mind 24/7 and sending some LOV to the firefighters, to the butchers, to the bakers, to the nurses, to the doctors, to the electricians, to the plumbers, to all those involved in the production, distribution of food. I gotta get it all the way to the mountain. Ask the artist, static philosopher, Rainbow Dragon. We gotta get it on the go and see the sun shining. Oh yeah, there's plenty of snow here to go around for everybody, so come get some, come get some, come get some. Freestyle marching. Yours truly grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and coffee was reduced. I bought instant just before, early in the morning, 9:30. I went around 10, because by the time I got there, it's probably past 10 a bit, because it took me more than 44 minutes to get there, because I went on like a snake a little bit on the long side. But I got coffee from $7.70 something. I think original price $7.79 to $3.80. I gotta double check the bill, but half price. And usually I don't buy instant, but I said I'm gonna try that one. And the tariffs are not in yet. Officially, the tariffs are not in yet. It's still February 17th, and I still got that hope that people will support, some people at least, my centrist public-private partnership dream, the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom for the North American Collective. Yeah, the instant coffee it's made in the USA. So I gotta give some LOV, because it's North Americans Unite and Team Canada, go Canada, go. I don't know about that 51st state. I know my dream, the public-private partnership, Privee, and I know I gotta send some LOV to those snow removal workers who, remove all the snow, the city public workers, and those who pick up the recycling, the garbage. Today got 2 services, is Monday, but I don't know, maybe some services are not gonna be in continuance because of the meteorological climate environmental factor that we're post-storm, and it was, now the sun shines, but earlier it was like a big blizzard. In the morning was like dark gray clouds, and I left early, like 9 o'clock, started a little bit of half-hour shoveling in my stairs in my front of my place, which is a small dragon's lair, So grateful, thankful for it, because it's better than where I used to live, So I gotta say my gratitude with that, and encouraging all to work out, train, and exercise. And see, enough about my face. Now we're gonna go to check it and on the steps, and see, now we're heading towards the mountain and back, and I'm already more than 3 hours and 16 minutes. So it's something which I gotta be mindful of as I go on these steps. And of course it's not going to be a long video, guys. I don't have that much electricity in the battery because it was full, but I sang 3 rock and roll songs with it earlier when the sun started shining, and of course that took some juice, so I didn't bring my charger to charge at the top of the Belvedere Conjure Rock, my second home, where I'm heading to the Mountain Mile Royal, heading straight and back. So just had a coffee, and of course it was $1 still reduced on a special. I hope that special remains, and I just got to be prudent, and you got to be prudent here in Montreal. HAWK, Hawk Island, encouraging all the workout, train, exercise. Please, millionaires, give some charity. Give some of that good charity. Don't be so selfish. I'm not totally selfless, but I believe in a little bit of charity, and as a pro-labor and love, universal revolutionary centrist, I have Asperger's, so I'm neurodivergent and can be less able in certain social circumstances, and I'm mediocre myself, average, and so at some things, not at geopolitics. That is my special interest, and I am an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst and theorist, who has predicted the current situation back in 2019. I predicted an international conflagration back in 2019, October, November. I got proof of work, and ever since then I have been on a kind of World War III mode. I have discussed possibilities of biological weaponry use, and now with the new dictum and protocols, and of course speculations, or rather informed speculation by the CIA, that the COVID virus was actually engineered, although it's not conclusive. I always said, as I'm marking, celebrating this February, from about February 7th till about March 7th, I'm gonna be celebrating my surviving COVID. Because 5 years ago in 2020 had it, and it was like death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease. I know when I say that, it sounds like a death thrash metal, rock and roll, hardcore metal trash title of an album, Death, Pestilence, and Disease. But that's how I felt, So I died in many ways. I did die. I always say nothing that I want to go back to, but that's what I felt like, and that's what I am here on the mountain celebrating, going all the way to the top and going all the way on the top of the mountain, so always celebrating today victory since I died of COVID, is something which we gotta do, and something which we gotta be on the lookout, because COVID might be back in a different form, and if it was a biological weapon engineered or a mistake in a lab, and it's possible for the occurrence. And what I do know is that I had it. My first belief around COVID has been, is, and will be that it was transmitted from snakes to human beings, So the transmission from snakes, but I'm not sure, so I believe first and foremost it was snakes. Second, I don't know for sure. Thus, third, I cannot rule out another possibility. Fourth dimension to that trinity. What I do know, without any doubts, is that before COVID, I had predicted an international conflagration, aka World War III, and I created and produced and created a super cool workout training program system, which requires no equipment, of which myself have performed more than 372 sessions. You can see it online on my work. So I'm working now, So I created an efficient, simple workout training program system which requires no equipment, and of course which is meant to go with an international conflagration. And tough times for myself, having marking today, celebrating actually all this month until February, my 5 years since I survived COVID. And parallel with that, 7 years ago, I crossed Canada coast to coast. Before that event, I was depressed, suicidal, and I crossed Canada coast to coast, and that event made me come out of being depressed and suicidal and cross Canada coast to coast. First, I went to Vancouver, BC. Then I went to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and that event in my life made me to establish a strong esprit de corps with my fellow Canadians, maybe establish a strong esprit de corps with my fellow Canadians, maybe establish a strong esprit de corps with my fellow Canadians and Quebecers, Canadians, our family. And I'm also a mystic in parallel to being an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst and theorist and artist and athlete and philosopher. And also I believe in reincarnation. Sometimes I was born a woman, a man, who get that 50-50 now. I was born post 76 in the USA twice. Once as a woman, twice as a man. When I was born as a man, I served in the same US Army, 2 different wars, 156 years apart, 156 years apart, 156 years apart the wars were, but nonetheless, just read George Patton's Through a Glass Darkly, one of my favorite poems, and now I'm gonna have to do a little bit of jumpy jump. Woo. That was a little bit of exercise. See, there's this plateau here, there's this thick, long, like a wall, semi-wall, of snow. So read George Patton Through a Glass Darkly. And today, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise. I cannot stress enough the importance of regular physical exercise, and sending some LOV, to those on the roads now. Schools have been cancelled, and many businesses, I said, it's better to be closed, and government offices and other things have been urge people to, if they can work from home, if they can't work from home, if they can't to work from home, but because it's less secure on the roads, you know. So second storm, we got hit hard. So I'm very, very, very prudent because my individual security and liberty has to be balanced in harmony with somebody else's. So here's a special storm of the century. February 17, 2025, survived COVID, survived being depressed, and right now I'm just financially stressed. Right now my only stress is really financial right now. My only stress is financial, but still grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bill is paid, got food and coffee, and I had many jobs, many employments, which I loved, you know, but people with Asperger's were still a lot of misunderstandings about our neurological mental divergent condition, of which we are a tiny minority, myself included, who have this neurological mental condition known as Asperger's, aka HFA. So we have a special interest, also known as obsessive interest, but using the word obsessive is counterproductive because it's not really, obsession has a more negative connotation, but it's a special interest. And of course my holy trinity is geopolitics, study the analysis 24/7 of geopolitical events, and sports and fitness. Dancing is my favorite sport. Dancing is my favorite sport. Dancing is my favorite sport and fitness activity. And parallel to that is rock and roll. And see here on the mountain, it can still go up, up, up. And there they come from down. And here we're on the West Mountain Peak, the three-peak mountain system, which of course is Mount World proper. Has three peaks here in the heart of Montreal Metropolis Island. Well, we're just financially struggling, but joyous, joyous, joyous. Aspie artist, athlete, philosopher is doing this work, and I gotta be extra careful. Look back and forth with my head, look back and forth like a hawk with my head, look back and forth, and I'm gonna have to go inside here. So you're gonna have to go inside here, and where's the possibility to get inside? And it has been clean here more, so I gotta give some LOVE, sing some rock and roll. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Public workers today, we're gonna do that shoveling. I did my own about 44 minutes plus today, this morning and yesterday, and they're gonna go with those machines built with brains and muscle, you know. So that's how it is, rock and roll, you know. Aspie artist, athlete, and philosopher, and geopolitical theoretical analyst and theorist who's on the mountain, and you know, so saw somebody joyous earlier, you know, so that's always good, and saw some couples holding hands, hugging, so that was also good, you know. So that gives me a little bit of hope with that, and again, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise, and I always get a little bit of that blue sky for the truckers, sending some love. Truckers, and Hydro-Quebec workers, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors, the plumbers, the electricians, all those changing some diapers now in the daycares. How about some of those IT workers with it? Those in the fast food, those making some cup of coffee now, serving a cup of coffee, serving a cheeseburger, hamburger. Food security is a must, you know. All that food security, we gotta get it on the dough. So it's always the farmers and the butchers and the bakers and all those electricians, the plumbers, and all those who built, you know, the hydroelectric dams of the 20th century. For now, for the 21st century, go Hydro-Quebec, go. And it's Dragon versus Trump, you know. Dragon versus Trump. I have been and will continue to challenge Donald Trump to a boxing match on the Canadian-US border, you know. To challenge Donald Trump on the Canadian-US border to a boxing match. And ever since 2018, when, of course, Donald Trump started imposing tariffs to the administration of 10% back then on aluminum and steel from Canada. So ever since then, I have proof, because I got hundreds of videos, and some of them are related to the Dragon versus Trump, and I am carrying in my backpack. I'm gonna show my backpack. Thank you for those romaine lettuces, got 3. Romaine lettuce got 3. And I got a little bit of a laundry soap in the backpack. See? So